Hi, good afternoon. My name is Keegan Eker, and I'm honored to be part of your conversation and workshops today. To tell you a little bit about me, I have two master's degrees, and I have spent the last 13 years teaching at the middle, high school, as well as university level. Currently, I teach at Leland and Gray Middle and High School, as well as Vermont State University. And throughout my years in education, I have seen firsthand the transformative power of curiosity in the classroom. The title of my presentation is called Be Curious, Leverage Learning Opportunities. In the next few minutes, I wanted to share some of the ways that I've encouraged students to embrace curiosity, take ownership of learning, and engage with their communities in meaningful ways. By designing projects that center on inquiry and real-world connections, I found that students not only deepen their historical understanding, but also develop skills that help them become more confident and engaged learners. One of the key aspects of fostering curiosity is giving students opportunities to explore topics that matter to them. A great example of this project is a project where my students investigated a local history by diving into their own town's past. Instead of simply reading about major historical events in a textbook, they conducted oral history interviews and examined old newspapers and archives and even worked with historical societies. And by taking a hands-on approach, students developed personal connections to history and making it feel relevant and immediate rather than distant and abstract. I've also found that bringing kids on field trips to cemeteries was an interesting way for them to kind of reflect on how our voice can continue even after we're no longer alive. And yet those lives that came before us typically have as rich of a story or vibrant lived experience as we are living right now. Another project that brought curiosity to the forefront was our community engagement initiative. And in this case, students researched a pressing local issue, such as environmental concerns, town policies, historical preservation, and specifically one that was really interesting to us was talking about our school mascot and logo, because our governor had passed some new legislation that said mascots needed to not disparage other cultures or people. So we had to do some reflecting and guide some work and do some research. My school's mascot at the time was the Rebel, the colonial version, not the American Civil War version. Anyways, I digress. Through working alongside communities' members to address these particular issues. One group studied the impact of climate change on our region and then collaborated with local environmental organizations to present their findings. So seeing their research contribute to a real-world discussion gave them a sense of agency and confidence, reinforcing the idea that their learning has value beyond our classroom. These types of projects don't just enhance subject knowledge, they cultivate skills like problem solving, collaboration, and critical thinking. When students are given the freedom to follow their curiosity, they begin to see learning as an exciting journey rather than a checklist of assignments. So, how can we as educators further leverage curiosity? The first step is to create a classroom culture where questions are encouraged and exploration is rewarded. Rather than simply providing answers, we can guide students towards finding them on their own. Through research, discussions, and hands-on experiences, another key strategy is incorporating student choice into their learning. Whether it's selecting their own topics to research, or choosing how they present their work, or engaging with a community in ways that interest them, giving students autonomy fosters investment in their own educational experiences. And finally, making learning visible beyond the classroom walls is crucial. When students share their work with an audience, whether it's through public presentations, community partnerships, or published research, they realize that their voice, even for a young person, matters. This not only builds their confidence, but it also reinforces the importance of being a lifelong learner. So, in closing, curiosity is one of the most powerful tools we have in education. And when we nurture it, we open doors to deeper engagement, greater student confidence, and more meaningful learning opportunities and experiences. By designing opportunities that place curiosity at the center, we empower students to take ownership of their education and see themselves as active participants in the world around them. I want to thank you for your time and watching this video. Yelena, I hope I've done you proud. I look forward to reconnecting our classrooms again. Thank you so much, and be curious.